Okay, hi. Hey, welcome back. Alexandrian Codex. Stardew Valley. What do I want to talk about now? Let's talk about sex now. Wait, I already... Oh, I didn't already know radish salad. You got me, game. You got me good. Here's what I know. I watched a movie earlier tonight, and I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't remember it. And that's probably a good preface to tell you what I thought about the movie. I was watching it with Cora. It was a Netflix original animated film about some purple-haired girl and a robot, and I don't know. It was very contrived, but something that I thought that we, and capital W we, were over is a creative society. We're two-dimensional villains without relatable motivations. But in this film seems... Calling movies films is kind of pretentious, isn't it? Especially if they're not actually recorded on film and if they're an entirely digital creation. In this movie... The movie isn't quite right. Whatever. In this cinematic adventure, the primary antagonist, who isn't really made clear, is an antagonist until like halfway through the movie maybe, is just like, I want to kill people. I just want to kill all the people. I want humanity to be extinct because they're imperfect. But like, fucking lazy writing. Isn't it so much more satisfying to have a likable or relatable villain? It's a... One might even call it a black mirror. It's a dark mirror. It's a way to see parts of ourselves reflected, and in the viewing, learn more about ourselves. Become better able and better equipped to understand the human condition, better able to relate to people we don't understand, who want things that we don't. It makes us more compassionate, more open-minded human beings to think in those terms. That someone who wants something that I don't want, even if it seems antithetical to what I want, may have good motivations, right? Especially for a movie that I assume must be primarily intended for children or young adults as a primary audience. Seems particularly harmful to have... Good and evil are bad concepts. They're simple concepts, they're easy concepts, they're safe concepts, and they're great parenting devices. Why does this happen? Well, some people are bad, some people are good. Will something happen to me? No, you're good. You get rewarded for being good, you get punished for being bad. The world isn't as simple as good and evil. Everyone's good in certain ways, everyone's fucked up in certain ways. Our media, in my mind, would be encouraging us to explore those differences in a safe, respectful, healthy, considerate way that's still effective. Not, oh, you and I think differently and I respect it. Maybe, but like, if you and I think differently and you're a fucking Nazi, then perhaps there should be some means by which I might take action to prevent you from achieving what it is you would like to achieve, right? Just because we should make an effort to see the humanity in those who disagree with us, to listen to and hear and understand those who disagree with us, does not mean that we have to like them, or tolerate them, or allow them to pursue what they're attempting to pursue. the danger of teaching that there's good and evil in the world, inherent good and evil in the world, not subjective good and evil, it inclines people to radicalism. It pushes people to distancing themselves from other folks. It's a really easy way to get two people to fight if you tell each of them that the other one is evil, or convince each of them that the other is evil. You know, the oldest trick in the book, perhaps. But it's stupid. It's not true. You're different, yeah. But on another day, you could be the bad one. And there, more nuance is, and I know most people who are adults or even young adults probably have the mental faculty to go like, yeah, well, no shit, Alex, this is common sense. My dude, it isn't. It isn't. In my lifetime, a president suggested declaring war on what he described as an axis of evil. And people fucking loved it. Loved it. Even though there are no evil people out in the world. There's no one who sits down at night and like laughs maniacally to themselves like, yes, how can I make the world suffer? I suppose there probably are at least a few people like that out in the world, because we do have billions of folks, and even statistical improbabilities do exist. Still, by and large, those are not what's out there. Instead of saying the axis of evil, former President Bush Jr. could have instead talked about how we've radicalized certain parts of the world. That we've taught them a language of violence by occupying their homes, tearing down their democracies, instituting coups, and funding criminal cartels and fundamentalist resistant movements for our own gain, and that our chickens have come home to roost. No, instead, we just throw people whose motivations are understandable under the bus. And I'm not saying because their motivations are understandable that they're forgivable or permissible. Shit, man. I think just about everybody can understand that Hitler did what he did because he loved Germany and he was convinced that it was the best thing for the German people. Understanding something and approving of something are very, very different. Or the best way to effectively deconstruct or attack or destroy something is in understanding it. Look at the Protestant Reformation, for example. Martin Luther. Who was Martin Luther? Was Martin Luther just some jackass, completely ignorant of the doctrine of the church? Was he an uneducated monk? Was he illiterate? Was he just some noble? Was he an outsider agitator? No. Martin Luther was successful for a vast variety of reasons, but one of those primary reasons, was because he was educated, highly educated, in the doctrine that he found issue with. He understood the machinations and the corruption of the Catholic Church at the time. The perversion of the papacy and the fall of the church to, the sort of things that he condemned. No outsider could have done that, not so verbosely, not so precisely, not so accurately, not so insistently, not so convincingly. Being educated about people or subjects to which you are opposed is the best way to oppose them. It's the best foundation for confronting something is to understand it. That truism, or that belief that I just stated, makes it so hard for me to understand people who are intentionally ignorant. And I don't mean broadly intentionally ignorant, though I suppose I do mean that as well. I mean specifically intentionally ignorant about specific things. Like, oh, I just don't follow politics. Or, I don't care about social issues. Or, economic issues. Or, I don't vote. Or, I just don't understand fundamentalist Christianity. Or, radical Islam. Or if Buddhist extremist nationalists, or whatever else. You could really easily understand them. It would take less time and less energy and less fucking pretentiousness to just read a goddamn Wikipedia article or a book or listen to someone talk about it and detail foundation and the machination and it's not fucking hard to understand each other. It's not hard to be open to each other. It's not hard to listen. It's not hard to learn. It has been. Historically, it has been. It's been very hard, especially in comparison to how easy it is now. But ignorance in the information age is a choice. It is a very damaging choice. Damaging to those who subscribe to it, and it's damaging to those affected by it. Read a book, read a motherfucking book. Or, you know, Wikipedia. It's astounding to me that Wikipedia, when I was in school, and I'm sure still in school, all we were told about it was that we shouldn't cite it because it's not a proper source. Yeah, but like, it's a hell of a lot better research than some of the proper sources out there. Like, oh god, I was writing a paper in what, like 5th grade, 6th grade, something like that? And I cited Fox News at the time as a source. That was fine. But I also cited Wikipedia as a source. That, apparently, not okay. Which one of those articles do you think cited their sources? And showed where their information and their arguments were coming from? Not fucking Fox News. Now, it's a fear of new media. And I understand that. It's confusion about new media and how reliable or not reliable it is. It's trying to impart a lesson on kids. You know, to do your work and look things up and check your fucking sources. Like, come on. You were an okay stand-up guy, Mr. Brewer, I think his name was, but come on. And it wasn't just him. It'd be very strange if you were the one anti-Wikipedia proponent. As an adult, as an undergrad student, I learned very quickly, using Wikipedia, great idea. You just lie and say you used the sources that Wikipedia cited. And you cite the exact same lines and the exact same articles in the exact same format that Wikipedia does, because It's the same information either way. And if you can actually go read the root source, that's even better, but for undergrad work or for high school work, that's really all that can be asked of you. All news is lies, all news is truth, nothing is real and nothing matters. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's disturbing that Fox News can call itself news. It deeply bothers me that there was a more rigorous fact-checking process for papers I wrote in middle school than there are for news broadcasts that are sent out worldwide that undergo less scrutiny. How the fuck is my 5th grade report on the Roman Empire something to be more careful about than a segment on gun control or gun violence or abortion or gay marriage or healthcare? To the defense of people who watch Fox News, and, you know, maybe they don't need defending, maybe it is kind of indefensible to be getting your primary information from such a poor source. All the same. For the argument. Yeah, that hat's own cat. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Distant friends, once good friends, who cite Fox News and other sources as primary sources as being reliable sources. Your seminars cite articles, and one kid used Fox as a source, and another used CNN as a source. Yeah, using news sources as sources is not good, but to the defense of those kids, or, no, I say kids, but they're probably not that much younger than I am. To their defense, in public institutions, I don't know if this is the same case in Canada, in public institutions, I was taught that news sources were proper secondary sources that could be cited. And it was never entered into my mind that I should, as part of good due diligence, check if they cited their sources. It was just assumed that they were telling the truth. Second year uni, okay. It's amazing that can only be used as tertiary sources. Right. You know that, and I know that, but I was taught in school that they were secondary sources. Now, I know that they're not, but the general conception is that the news is the truth, right? And I guess that heralds back to a time when there was more scrutiny and more time to actually cite things, but really until undergrad, which is uni in the rest of the world. Checking the sources or citing sources wasn't clear to me why it was so important. It was just tedious work, and I hated it. Until I'm like, wait, so this thing you're saying about history, where's this coming from? Where are you just making this up? Oh yeah, cited this article, which cited this book, which didn't cite anything. So much of your work as a historian, regardless of what capacity you are a historian, is just following that trail of citations back to a primary source. And if you can't find a primary source, it's fake and lies. Maybe not lies, but it's something you can't certify, and so it's something you shouldn't put too much stock in. That should have been something taught to me at a younger age. That should be something more adamantly taught in schools. Not, No, that's a tertiary source, or that's a secondary source. But the importance of what a primary source is and why it's so important that you be able to track back to a primary source. I'd like to think if I were in your position, I would have given them the opportunity to rewrite it or track down better sources or do something like that, but I do realize that also just creates more work for you, and yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. I wasn't brought up in a particularly academic household. My mother has always worked in finances. My father's a photographer by trade. So it's not like I got access to some secret, nuanced school of thought. Yeah. The assertion that something is accurate without citing the research paper or anything proving that it's accurate, yeah, that's not so good. It's easy for me to be like, ha, they're so stupid, but I can't appreciate that, public school probably didn't do them a very good job of teaching the importance of tracking things back to its original source. Like, the gravity of why that's so important. Because on a certain level, learning to trust people is a fundamental part of human existence. We can't always be demanding to see the primary sources of everything that we hear, though, it might be interesting if we did. So it is a very frustrating and unintuitive thing to learn to do, because some trust is a very necessary part in just being a functional human being. I'm curious if misinformation in media, particularly published media, news, if it's more of an issue now, in the modern era, or the postmodern era, I suppose, than it has been historically. Just punch the mic. In the United States, we have sort of a myth. We have a mythos about the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s is being this golden age for journalism in the United States. It's often remembered as this journalistic golden era where integrity was everything and the story was everything. Getting to the truth or getting to the bottom of something was all that mattered. And that no story would make it to publishing if, it weren't written by the hand of God itself. Yeah, I think, as Ballenstalin's saying, the case is much more likely that we just have better access to better resources now. So fact-checking and going back and actually doing your work is something that third parties, that readers, that viewership can do and go like, hold on a minute, you're completely fucking wrong about this. Or, this doesn't add up. The golden age of journalism in the United States, like many perceived golden ages, particularly in American history, it's not real. It wasn't real. The attitude might have been there, the feeling might have been there, but the substance wasn't. I have a great deal of respect for people who pursue journalism. As a... God, I don't even know what to call it. I was going to say as an art, but that almost seems a little inaccurate. As a passion? Sure. Yeah, exactly. I like how, most of the Stardew Valley content I've seen, people were talking about, oh, how I'm gonna plan my farm, and what crops I'm gonna grow, and who I'm gonna marry. And I'm talking about, isn't it a real fucked up society we live in, Jimmy? Isn't everything kinda terrible? Aren't people really stupid, and isn't it a shame how bad we are to each other? That's my Stardew content. Shit, that's like my content in general. I'm into it. Still no seed maker. You're marrying Penny? Oh, you may have decided that. I think you and I are of decidedly different opinions on that. It'd be cool if the different spouses in this game... Jesus, we are incredibly lucky. It's been raining every other day. It'd be cool if the different spouses in this game actually had different functions. Like... I'm not growing you a cauliflower, Jody. Like, depending on their skills, or... I suppose they do actually do slightly different things, but I mean, like, contribute exclusive special benefits. How big of a bribe? Nah. You can't pay for love. I wish there were a way to help Penny move out, even if you didn't romance her, just to help her live on her own. That's what I want for her. I don't want to live with her. I'm not even sure I want to romance anyone. I want to befriend everyone, but... I don't know. We'll play it by ear. There's a whole industry on paying for love. You're not paying for love, exactly. You're paying for something. You're paying for loving. You're paying for... God, Eros? No, Eros is, No, you are paying for Eros. Love. Rather than... Eros is erotic love, hence erotic. God, that's Greek, right? Greek has a number of different words for love. Lust. You're paying for lust and shame. You don't have to be ashamed. There's nothing shameful about sex work. There's nothing shameful about supporting sex workers. Unless you have some attitudes that are not so healthy about it, in which case you should probably come to terms with that before taking advantage of somebody's services. It's weird that we can say a soldier's profession, killing, is honorable and respectful, and I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm saying that it's kind of weird. We have a fucked up value system in which we can applaud people for taking lives or risking having their life taken, but if someone wants to have sex with someone and get paid for it, that's deplorable? Then what for me? I don't understand that at all. Like, if you want a massage, you go to a masseuse, right? Like, this is a cliche in Japan. I don't know if it's a cliche so much in the United States. It was off and on in like the late 80s, mid 90s. This idea that like a virgin is concerned about having sex, so he goes and acquires the services of a prostitute for his first time, because who better to teach you how to love? There's an episode of Firefly where this happens. In fact, who better to teach you the art of physical lovemaking than someone who it is their profession to do that, right? And normally in the stories there's some wacky hijinks that make it funny somehow, but I mean, listen, you wanna play music? You seek out a musician. Or you read a book by a musician. Just we can show people dying in movies, but not fucking? Well, we can, just they're a different kind of movie. And trust me, I don't want to see people having sex in every movie I watch. In the same way, I don't want to watch people killing each other in every movie I watch either. I don't want any of this trash. But like, if I, in a theater, can watch a film in the Saw series about a faceless sadistic monster torturing people for some kind of fucked up moral high ground reasons, why is it so not okay for 30 seconds of full frontal nudity or to see people having sex? Nah. Star in one of those movies. If you look hard enough out there, I'm sure you can find pornographic material for just about anyone, myself included. The internet's a crazy fucking place. It's a hell of a time we live in. You got paid like shit, I buy that. I buy that. The industry, unless you're experienced, unless you're good at negotiating, unless you bring something very special to the table, pays like shit. It's very, in the United States at least, it's quite an exploitive industry. Why so many people try to go into business for themselves, either through selling unique photo sets, custom photo sets, videos, etc., etc. Because if you are exploiting your own labor, at least you have control over it, right? I brought my dick, but no, it wasn't special enough. Hey, the movie got made. It was special enough. You just live in a capitalist society that's telling you that your dick is only worth a certain dollar value. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird living in living with some of the really asymmetrical values that we seem to have. I had a job a number of years ago. I won't say where, but it was I won't say where. But one of my coworkers, a newer coworker, was talking about another newer coworker, being like, I've heard that so-and-so is... She used an inappropriate word to describe a sex worker. She said a prostitute or something like that on the side. And she was waiting for a reaction from me. And my reaction was like, why the fuck are you telling me? This is not my business. If she wanted me to know, she would tell me. And how shitty is it of you to be going around telling people when prostitution is illegal in the United States? Like, this isn't just slander. It's potentially impactful on her professional life. And yeah, I don't get it. They're not hurting anybody. Why say anything? Why report that? Well, not report it, but spread a rumor. No! We're in my least favorite part of the fucking caves. This is hell. That's pretty great. If your life were a sitcom, that would have ended in some horrible misunderstanding, but sounds like it ended up just fine. Oh, you know, we can actually go into the Adventurers Club? Adventurers Guild? It's not called a guild in here, is it? Whatever, the building next door. Where two old men sit around and tell me what monsters I need to kill. We can go in there now, and so after this next floor, I do want to go in there. Pick up a better sword. That will make it a hell of a lot easier. Coal, copper, and all the good things in life. Coal and copper and all the good things in life. There we go. That is a pretty good line, though. Drunk or not. I think you being drunk just makes the line better, right? You said that you were sober delivering that line. Means you might have had more time to think of it. I want both of these. God, our inventory's so small. I know I could have bought the backpack by now. I'm aimlessly milling about in this game and just talking. I sincerely doubt people will be stopping by to watch this series out of wanting to watch high octane, precise as hell Stardew Valley plays. Oh, god damn it. I said I was going next door and proceeded to walk completely the opposite direction. SOL, let me into your Adventurers Association. Oh god, 1,000 slimes. This is gonna take a hot minute. Wooden blade is insanely better than the rusty sword. Is that the best I can afford right now? Damn. I'll take it. It's garbage, but I'll take it. And then we quote unquote smash, as the kids say these days. It seems like a really fantastic, awkward memory to share with your child one day. Yeah. Oh, I was a movie star once. Yeah. So, as far as this game goes, my goals for spring, and there's only 9 days left of spring, are honestly just to get through it. All the crops we have are just gonna keep fruiting on their own. We keep them watered, and that's it. Just reel in those profits, sell the green beans, keep the strawberries to make seeds. Hopefully, before too long, we can make some good use of that. Oh man. You know, I've given some thought to the idea of running for political office, as everyone does at some point or another. Just idle thought, not serious thought, not any planning. So, you know, it would be something. Man with no experience seeks political office. Unprecedented? Well, look at the presidency. Not so unprecedented. But I've been like, how much how much gross. How much dirt could people dig up on me? A decent amount, I'm sure, but I'd be really curious. I'd be really curious what people could dig up on me. Just in, you know, a morbid fascination kind of way. I got some skeletons in my closet, but there's really nothing that big. I want to know. Yeah, if I lived in a smaller city, getting on the city council or being a local representative would be a pretty achievable first office. As I understand it, that's a good starting point if you're interested in a career in politics. Start small, which really is a good approach in most ways in life. But Seattle City Council is kind of a big deal. Can't just dive into that head first with no credentials or experience at all, because we got some shit going on here. Just some stuff. It's almost 1 a.m. No, God, I fucked myself for tomorrow. Go to bed. Fuck! Fuck. Oh, I can go to the doctor and get energy from there, but... Holy scheming, money-grabbing Jew. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's really shitty. No, out of context. Might be weird. I'm reading that somebody was called that. That does seem like it comes with the territory, right? Like, certain folks are very distrustful of the government, and they, in my experience, are more likely to make epitaphs like that. Won by a fucking landslide. Yeah, I mean, if your competition is resorting to that sort of thing to try to tear you down, I feel like probably in a pretty decent position. Unless you're in 1930s, 1940s Germany, in which case you might have some problems. Or 50s in the United States. 65, 30, 3-2 split. Yeah. That sounds like it'd be a really good feeling. I wonder what the turnout was like for that. You've mentioned before, you know, you teach at a institute of higher learning. That seems like good qualification for political office in my mind. You got some leadership skills, right? Got some background in researching subjects before forming an opinion on them, before acting on them. Yeah. Run seminars. I think I'd rather vote for you than a banker. And my mother is a banker, and I think highly of bankers. I want an academic state. Just... Well, no, I kinda don't want that, actually. Having spent a great deal of time in academia, I can see the potential downside to that. I'm so excited that we have ancient fruit. Just gonna transition to an ancient fruit-based farm as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, I live in a country where most of our representatives studied business. A nation is not a business. Yes, there's a financial aspect to running a country. The financial aspect maybe shouldn't be the bottom line. Maybe people with a background in social services, or healthcare, psychiatry, psychology, or just social studies would make a better fit for political office than people who just know how to turn red ink black or black ink red. Born into money. And what's weird is I know that's not an unpopular opinion. I know that people on both sides of the aisle would generally agree to that sentiment, yet still, motherfuckers, we keep voting for douchebags from business schools who've never studied anything more human or consequential in their lives. Why? Why we do this? Hey. I wish I had a $667,000 surplus. That would be nice. Seattle's got a lot of money, but with a city this big, a lot of the difficulty is just making sure that the money is used properly, which is very hard to enforce and very hard to track. The town only has 7,768 people. Wow. That's less than $1,000 surplus per person. So with that surplus, you reduced taxes, hired an additional police officer and 3 more firemen, and that cost $667,000, or was there still surplus left over after the tax cut and the other things? Because my brain's slowly trying to do math, and I think there wouldn't be much left over after that. Of course, it's a 5%, or 0.5, not a 5%, a 0.5% tax cut reduction on top of whatever the previous amount was that I don't know, so, still sounds nice. I never wanted to be a firefighter as a kid. Never. When in popular media kids are portrayed being like, I want to be a police officer, I want to be a firefighter. Alien concepts to me. I wanted to be a goddamn paleontologist. Ooh. I grew up in smaller cities. There's a lot of appeal to actually knowing the people that represent you, that you represent, knowing people that you're politically involved with, for better or for worse. But I don't know, it's kind of nice to be in a massive city where you might as well be anonymous. There's a lot less scrutiny. Not that I was under a great deal of scrutiny, but still. Fuzzy boy. Unfuzzy the boy. Better. No, it's only 10. Jesus. I'm so tired. So I worked until close to midnight, or 11 or midnight last night. Started working today at noon, and I work tomorrow at noon. I am so confused. My sleep schedule is an absolute wreck, so I'm just tired all the time. $200 per month if you attend all meetings. That would... It depends on how many meetings, but that would probably not motivate me, given how little $200 is in Seattleite money. It might motivate me. I don't know. 24. Dang. That is a lot of meetings. That is less than $10 per meeting. What? That's like $8 per meeting? Roundabout there? I mean, hey. Still probably worth it to some extent, but... People don't get into politics for the money unless you're getting into public office or like national office, I think. Still, it sounds like it would be a really interesting experience. I don't know how long I could stick with something like that, but I am curious. What do you mean inventory full? Well, it means exactly that. It means I should have gone and bought a new backpack today instead of not buying a new backpack again. After just saying I need to buy a new backpack. I cannot be helped. You're in one of those meetings right now. Ah, excellent. Sounds like I'm helping. Just... What's on the agenda today? Out of curiosity, what is being discussed at this meeting? Is it how you force this streamer to romance Penny? Is the town come together to coerce me to romance the correct person? No, you don't understand. This is important. He doesn't like the same waifu I like. No bugs. No bugs. 0 bugs. Alright, I'm out. I'm out. Ooh, hell yeah. I disagree. I haven't picked any of them. Yeah. Fiber optics, expensive. Surprisingly durable. Definitely worthwhile. Fiber optics are real fucking hot these days as far as millennials trying to decide where to move, because a lot of us are being forced out of major cities, or we're trying to move just for the sake of it. Launching. Haley? Haley, right? Yeah, Haley. Interesting. I'll be honest, when I first started playing this game, I wanted to romance Caroline. I was greatly, or even Robin? No, Robin. And I was upset that you can't be a homewrecker. Probably speaks too much to my character that I'm like, you can be anything you want, huh? Well, I want to be a homewrecker. Oh, we're doing pretty shitty on energy, actually. I don't know if this is common knowledge, but Seattle has actually been really reluctant to roll out more fiber optics. I forget why or who, but some company or another complained that it was unfair competition, that the city was getting involved in laying down this infrastructure, this favoritism, or some complete garbage. Mad the other 8 members didn't show up. Makes sense! I'd be pissed too! Make sure to not install fiber optic cables in their neighborhoods, on their streets. Or specifically forbid them to have it. Killer. Wait, your houses? You're getting dial-up. You didn't show up for the meeting. Queen of South. I already know how to make radish salad. Oh, yes. Strawberries. Hell yes. Okay, so still can't make a seed maker. For real. For real. God damn. Seed makers are a late game thing. I mean, it's still spring year 1. Can't really call it a late game thing, but still. I have needs. Vegetable needs. Oh, fruit needs, really. The vote was supposed to be 2 hours ago. That's fucking awful. Are you able to hold a vote if people just don't show? Or do you have to just hold off for a certain amount of time, or is there a minimum number of people? This is probably too insider baseball-y, but I'm hoping that you can get out of there and reach some sort of satisfying resolution for your night. You need more than 50%. Ah! Just hunt down the other council members, drag them forcibly to the vote. This would have been easier if you would have opted in. I would actually be a big proponent of mandatory democracy, where everyone is required to vote. We have enough smartphones, right? And I know data security is kind of terrible and it pokes some serious holes in this idea, but I'd love it if everyone, for every major issue, local or state or national or whatever, just voted through an account like Twitter account or a Reddit account or a Facebook account or whatever, just voted on things. Oh, should we go to war? Yes, no. Should we tax this? Yes, no. Mob rule has some serious problems with it, but I'd love to give it a try. Watching Grays at home right now. That sucks. I mean, I can't blame her. I'm sure if I were... I know myself well enough that I skip things to watch movies, play video games, or do stupid shit like that. But I also did not commit to a public office, and I did not assume the responsibilities of said office. So, while I can say I might do a similar thing in her position, I also did not put myself in the position of an elected official. I mean, I get it, but... So I'm trying to put out of my mind that winter is slowly arriving. Today, September 22nd, is the first day of fall. And I like fall. Cool, it's rainy, the leaves change colors, it gets all... the air just tastes better to me. It's kind of crisp, oddly satisfying and cathartic for me. But on the other hand, that means that soon, the months of dreary gray and white and sleet will be upon us, and I'm not looking forward to that. When are you going to start the community center? You know, I probably should have started it by now. I'm I was actually thinking about that a little bit. I'm just enjoying getting the farm off to a start, focusing on maybe upgrading our tools. The community center I should be focusing on because the spring crops, it's already too late to be collecting them. The spring foraging, not too late for that yet. So maybe I should gather all those and store them. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to complete the community center for minimum, at least until spring of year 2. It's probably going to be like year 3, if I'm being honest. I procrastinate a lot with the community center. Get out of the way, Eevee. Thank you. Oh, you know, it's been about an hour. Oh, this is a real awkward place to put in a cut, right in the middle of a day. Let's just run along on this hour. I'll try to burn through our energy. Smash the Geodes, because I am not feeling lucky today. On a day where this little dice turns green and I am feeling lucky? Abso-fucking-lutely. Fertilizer, rare seeds. What do I want to burn energy on? Honestly, I'd like to burn energy on something more worthwhile or exciting than cutting down trees, but cutting down trees is the fastest way to get through this day, so... maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Do you hear any banging inside of my hut? Sure thing, Leah. The hut is rockin', do not come knockin'. Let's go to town, sell this stuff, donate to Gunther, check out the beach. Yeah. It'll be fine if we go a little over an hour. Now, I'm trying to figure out, with the last hour and a half I have tonight, because I'm gonna stop by midnight, so that leaves me about an hour 40 minutes. If I just want to stream more Stardew, and record more Stardew, or if I want to get in some New Vegas or something else. On the 25th, I will be starting a new series with the Pathfinder Kingmaker game that's coming out. I'm quite curious. Town population increasing by 1.76% of a population of 2,776. That's not hard math. Come on, Alex. That's 20 people? No, that's a little more than 20 people. 30-something people. Well, I mean, you're there. Home of a former... Well, I guess you're never really a former adult film star, right? It's not like that goes away. 86-ish people. My math bad! I was carrying... Yep. What do you mean, how can you help me, Pierre? You've met before. Oh, it was... You can help me to this. What did I get 86 out of that? I don't know. Me not good at math. 120-ish? Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I was leaving out a 10th column and dividing unnecessarily. Yeah. Honestly, my math is iffy at the best of times. But while recording, there's a bit of advice, popular advice for streamers, YouTubers, anyone else, people who are on television or radio, never do math live. Because you're gonna do it wrong. And even if you don't do it wrong, you could do it wrong. I meant to donate this chicken. And that is advice it would perhaps be wise for me to take to heart. The plot? Well, I guess of course there's a plot. Yeah. Give me the plot. It seemed kind of straightforward to me, so I'm curious how they forced a plot into that, but fair enough. Yeah. I was gonna make a joke about headshots somehow. I don't know. It's probably better not to make the joke. That is art. That is just brilliant. Reading a book when two girls ask you to make them breakfast, you say sure, and then pull down your pants. That's it. That's the plot. It doesn't fuck around. Apparently they wanted sausage. And eggs. And eggs. That is... Not just making a lazy breakfast. Having at least 2 items on the menu. That's still pretty fucking funny. Oh my god, you know what? I'm dumb. So, calling it a pro tip just seems to be giving me too much credit. If you really want to get the most out of your Stardew Valley start, sell everything. Just sell everything. The furniture doesn't do anything. You don't need it. You need the TV, you need the bed, everything else, sell it. Wait, how do you sell it? I forget where you sell this shit at. Damn it. I don't remember how to sell the furniture. I know you can. I think you can? Ah, whatever. It might be a console command or something, now that I think of it. With the side of yogurt. That's not yogurt. No. This is a weird house we started. Now that I'm putting this under some scrutiny, I have several pine trees. They may have changed it so you can't sell it anymore. Yeah. That, or I'm just misremembering and misrepresenting how it works. That's entirely possible too. I'm not always right. I'm very wrong sometimes. I don't really want pine trees in my house. Call this fire hazard? It's small. That's cute. Fucking, there you go. I just put the chicken statue in. Just butt cluck. What a room. What a room. Alright, let's go cut some trees and go to bed. Deforest the farm. Now, I am considering putting in a cut and just stopping here for tonight. I'm having a good time, but I also do need to sleep a lot tonight and wake up early. Blah. Blah. No, yeah, I know, I'm gonna abandon you too. Your ever so exciting meeting. Yeah, sleep is for the weak, but sleep is also for people who need to be consistently articulate for 8 hours tomorrow. I don't do my customer service voice or presentation on stream at all, but when I'm working, there is a lot of false enthusiasm that I have to muster up, and that do take some energy. Well, regardless, if you're watching on YouTube, this is going to be the end, because I just streamed for an hour, or recorded for an hour. We're hour and 10 minutes just now. So if you're watching this on Twitch, we'll figure it out. But if you're watching this on YouTube, this is it for today. Until tomorrow, comment, share, like, subscribe, follow on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Alexandrian Codex. Everywhere. Until then. GG Allens, toodaloo, take care, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.